Chapter 1. The Arrival. The soundscape envelops us. Heavy metal doors creak open, echoing through the dimly lit hallways, while distant shouts and the shuffling of feet create an atmosphere thick with trepidation. In this cacophony, we meet Marcus, our first narrator, a young man facing the stark reality of prison life. His voice trembles as he recalls his arrival, each word dripping with grief and vulnerability. "I never imagined this would be my life," he confesses, the weight of isolation settling heavily in his chest. The intake process is chaotic. Guards bark orders, and the clinking of handcuffs reverberates like a haunting melody. As the bewildering whirlwind of emotions swirls around him, listeners can feel Marcus's world collapsing into fear and regret. In these raw moments, he begins to confront his past decisions, setting the stage for a powerful journey of redemption that lies ahead, urging us to look beyond the bars and see the man within. Episode 2, Behind the Walls. In this episode, we delve into the daily life of the prison, where the tangible rhythm of existence echoes through its cold corridors. Rosa, a talented artist, recounts her routine, weaving through the austere landscape colored by her imagination. As trays clatter in the cafeteria, her voice emerges, expressing her reliance on art as a means of escape from the stark reality surrounding her. Listeners hear her gentle brushstrokes against canvas, the vibrant colors a stark contrast to the gray concrete walls. Rosa speaks candidly about the solace she finds in creating, turning moments of despair into expressions of hope. The episode also captures communal interactions, laughter, arguments, whispered secrets, painting a vivid portrait of inmate life. As the soundscape shifts from clinking trays to echoes of creative expression, the episode illustrates the profound impact of imagination and art in transforming a desolate existence into one infused with purpose. Episode 3. Bonds of Survival. In the heart of the prison, where camaraderie can be as crucial as survival, inmates forge unexpected alliances. Through the voices of James, an older inmate, and Lena, a younger one, we delve into the intricate social dynamics that shape their existence behind bars. James speaks of the friendships he's formed over years, recounting moments of loyalty when they stood together against adversity. Lena shares her experiences of betrayal, illustrating the sharp contrasts of trust and deceit that permeate prison life. The sounds of whispered conversations and hushed laughter punctuate their narratives, echoing the fragile nature of these bonds. As tensions rise, the weight of loyalty becomes a double-edged sword, emphasizing the necessity of such connections for emotional survival. In this episode, we explore how relationships are both a refuge and a battleground, revealing the complexity of humanity flourishing even in the harshest environments. Chapter 4. The Rehabilitation Program. In the heart of the prison, a beacon of hope emerges through Dr. Emma's rehabilitation program. Her soothing voice fills the air, guiding inmates through emotional barriers they've long kept guarded. As the episode unfolds, we hear the rhythmic sound of pens scratching on paper, an intimate backdrop to the transformative therapy sessions. Dr. Emma shares her philosophy. Change begins with understanding oneself. Inmates candidly recount their experiences in these sessions, revealing raw emotions and buried dreams. One voice stands out, David, who after years of silence, shares how therapy allowed him to confront his past mistakes and rekindle his hope for the future. Constructive group activities like expressive art and shared storytelling create bonds between inmates, fostering a sense of community where healing begins. The soundscape shifts to softer tones, reflecting the newfound peace these individuals are discovering, carving pathways from despair toward self-discovery and purpose. Episode 5. The Turning Point. 9. The build-up to chaos. Tension ripples through the prison as inmates grapple with frustration over overcrowded conditions, inadequate health care, and lack of meaningful programs. Voices echo in the yard, snippets of conversations illustrating the growing unrest. Shouts of solidarity and murmurs of dissent intertwine as they discuss their grievances. The audience hears Marcus's anxiety, worried that even a minor spark could ignite a dangerous fire. The Riot. The episode takes a drastic turn when the simmering pressure explodes into chaos. The soundscape becomes a cacophony of clanging metal, angry shouts, and the frantic alarm of sirens. Inmates react instinctively, some fighting to protect their friends, while others succumb to panic. Amidst the turmoil, Marcus and Rosa find themselves reflective, grappling with their choices. As the dust settles, the air is thick with uncertainty and fear, but also a newfound awareness of unity and the dire need for change within their lives. Episode 6, Looking Ahead Reflection. As the dust settles from the riot, the air is thick with a mix of tension and introspection. Inmates gather in small groups, exchanging thoughts and feelings about the chaos that unfolded. Their voices, once tinged with fear, now reflect a collective realization of vulnerability and growth. Marcus shares how the riot forced him to confront his own choices, igniting a desire for change he hadn't fully considered before. Rosa expresses a newfound clarity, recognizing that her art can serve as a bridge to communicate her experiences and aspirations. In this raw exchange, their narratives weave together, echoing themes of remorse and hope. 12. Dreams for Redemption. Conversations shift toward the future as inmates express dreams that had long been buried. They speak of family reunions, pursuing education, and creating art that resonates beyond prison walls. Each story is a testament to resilience, a pledge to transform their lives. As their voices rise in unity, optimism fills the air, hinting at a renaissance of spirit amid continued struggles. The soundscape softly transitions, underscoring this shift from survival to proactive change. Chapter 7, New Beginnings. In this pivotal segment, we meet Dr. Emma, the dedicated psychologist who runs the rehabilitation program. Her calm, nurturing voice contrasts sharply with the harsh prison environment, embodying hope and renewal. As she introduces the inmates to the transformative power of therapy, background sounds of a gentle, soothing music track blend with the distant clink of metal bars. Dr. Emma shares her philosophy on healing, emphasizing vulnerability as a strength rather than a weakness. Through her guidance, we hear an inmate, Thomas, recount his journey of self-discovery. He talks about his initial skepticism towards therapy, describing the reservations he held about opening up. Yet, as sessions progressed, the sound of pens scratching on paper fills the air, a symbol of reflections and breakthroughs. Inmates share their deepest fears and dreams, finding solace and camaraderie in a shared commitment to change, fostering a spirit of hope amid the bleakness of prison life. Chapter 8, Personal Testimonies. As the sun filters through the barred windows, inmates gather for a therapy session led by Dr. Emma. Her calming voice sets a tone of safety and openness, inviting each participant to share their stories. We hear from James, whose laughter contrasts sharply with the stark surroundings. He shares how the sessions allow him to confront painful memories, leading to moments of clarity and healing. The ambient sound of pens scratching on paper fills the air as others jot down their thoughts, representing new beginnings, not bound by their circumstances. Sophia, a quiet soul, speaks next. Her voice trembles with vulnerability as she describes her journey from anger to understanding through art therapy, using creativity to process emotions. Their revelations echo a common theme, the realization that change starts from within. Each testimony forms a powerful mosaic of resilience, illustrating the transformative power of connection and introspection amidst the harsh reality of prison life. Chapter 9, The Build-Up to Chaos. Tension crackles in the air as inmates voice their mounting frustrations over inadequate living conditions and a lack of basic necessities. Through a series of candid testimonies, we hear Marcus reflecting on the simmering discontent in the yard, where small grievances morph into collective anger. The haunting echo of shouted complaints combines with the distant clanging of metal doors, amplifying the sense of impending crisis. Rosa shares how the art supplies she so cherishes have become scarce, noting the despair it brings to her and her fellow inmates. "When you take away our outlets, you take away our hope," she emphasizes. The soundscape grows more frenetic, with footsteps quickening and heated discussions bubbling over. As the atmosphere intensifies, the contrast between their daily struggle and the looming chaos becomes palpable, setting the stage for the riot, a watershed moment that will change everything. The underlying message is clear. Desperation can only be pushed so far before it erupts. Chapter 10, The Riot. As tensions simmer within the prison's locked corridors, the atmosphere crackles with unease. Inmate voices echo with frustration, recounting weeks of strained relationships and mounting grievances over overcrowded conditions, inadequate health care, and limited freedoms. Marcus reflects on how quickly once comfortable routines can devolve into chaos, while Rosa captures the dread in her heart, fearing for herself and her fellow inmates. The soundscape escalates. A cacophony of shouting, metal clashing, and pounding footsteps reverberates through the walls. As the riot erupts, we hear conflicting emotions: primal fear, exhilaration, and a desperate urge for change. Inmates spill into the common areas, fueled by collective anger and a desire for acknowledgement. Amidst the chaos, some attempt to shield others, revealing unexpected bonds forged in the fire of conflict. This moment of pandemonium serves as a critical turning point, laying bare the struggles and resilience of those yearning to reclaim their voices, further complicating the narrative of survival within these walls. Chapter 11. Aftermath Reflection. As the dust settles from the turmoil of the riot, the raw emotions of the inmates surface, revealing a myriad of feelings. Voices intertwine, expressing an unsettling mix of remorse, fear, and newfound clarity. Marcus reflects on the fragility of life behind bars, admitting that the chaos forced him to confront his past actions, igniting a painful yet necessary journey of self-discovery. Rosa shares a poignant realization. Her artwork, once a mere escape, has now become a profound expression of her pain and hopes for change. The cacophony of regret and understanding fills the air, as inmates grapple with the lasting impact of their choices. Throughout their reflections, a common thread emerges: a commitment to transformation, driven by the desire for redemption. The sounds of whispered confessions and heartfelt conversations echo, marking a moment of collective awakening amidst the desolate reality of their existence, igniting a flicker of hope for brighter days ahead. Chapter 12. Dreams for Redemption. As the dust from the chaos of the riot begins to settle, the inmates gather in their common room, their voices a blend of uncertainty and newfound resolve. The atmosphere is thick with tension, yet there's an undercurrent of hope. It's here that they share their dreams for life beyond these walls. Marcus speaks of wanting to become a chef, using cooking as a means to express himself and connect with others. Rosa, inspired by her art, envisions opening a gallery to showcase the stories of those impacted by incarceration. Another inmate, Jordan, expresses a desire to advocate for changed policies, hoping to shed light on prison conditions. Through their heartfelt conversations, we see a mental shift, moving beyond mere survival to proactive ambitions. Each dream reveals their resilience and the human spirit's capacity for redemption, illustrating that while their pasts painted their present, their hope is shaping a future filled with possibility. Chapter 13. The Lasting Impact. As we listen to the whispers of change echoing through the prison corridors, a symphony of diverse voices emerges, each carrying a note of resilience and transformation. The sounds of laughter blend with reflective silences, creating a poignant tapestry woven from shared experiences. We hear from Marcus, who speaks of newfound clarity, understanding how vulnerability can be a strength. Rosa, empowered through her art, shares how her paintings have inspired others, proving that beauty can exist even in darkness. The voices intertwine, forming a collective narrative of growth, each inmate's journey a thread in the larger fabric of hope. As the chapter unfolds, we reflect on the profound effects of their relationships and rehabilitation. The audience is invited to witness not just individual stories, but the profound sense of community born from adversity, a testament to their enduring human spirit and a reminder that redemption is an ongoing journey for all.